Hey, so this is my second time going live ever on YouTube, and I'm super nervous. But anyway, I'm going to show you what the state of my garden is. I've only peeked a little bit at certain things since I couldn't help it, since I have all these plants growing by the driveway. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn the camera around. I literally have no idea what these controls are. Oh, I see down there, there's something where I can turn it. Let's test it out and check out the first thing I'm really excited about. There, it's the Bathsheba rose. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is something that I planted right before I left, and look at that beautiful color. There's a video where I dug out this whole area here, and eventually it's going to grow here, but right now it is overtaken, this trellis, by this raspberry, which I think is a fall gold, which I actually planted right here, and it's growing like at least a meter away. But so that's the first thing I'm excited about. Besides that, everything is super overgrown. Here, I'll just turn it around and show you the whole flower bed. This is the one right by the driveway. There we go. It rained all day yesterday, and everything is just super lush and happy. These are pretty striking. There's some sort of tansy. I love them so much, and I noticed today that there are ants on them. And the ants are like harvesting other bugs or something. I don't know, kind of creepy. But still really cool. The peach tree, which is a fruit cocktail, it's half peach, half apricot, is grown in. There are peaches on it, which are really, really yummy. Oh, there's my first comment ever, Julia. Hi. She says yellow flowers always add great color. Yes, for sure. They stand out. I love them. And let's see. I really don't know what I'm doing. I had this plan. I was going over all the things that I'd have to apologize for. Oh, like what I don't know what I'm doing. And then also there's like neighbors, you can hear them yelling and things like that. So I apologize for that, but they're just having a good time. It's a Saturday. They're playing in the water. This is the purple sand cherry that I'm under. It is super floppy because of the rain, and I'll show you from further away. It takes a while to pop back up, but I love the colors and I really love the flowers. They're pink and the leaves are burgundy, so it's really neat. And then what else? Oh, this is the hibiscus. It is a Luna red. It's already, I'd say, 3 by 3. And then in front of it are the tulips, the black tulips. They are definitely done blooming. I don't know if you can hear it, but our drip system just started. This is where the wrens live. Kind of worried about touching it too much, but these are all new sticks from this year. I don't know if we had babies or not, but it doesn't look like anything's in there yet. We did have some last year. Okay, and let's see, no apricots on the second half of the cocktail tree. And then this is the cherry. It's a carmine jewel. It's really cute, but we don't really get cherries because the birds love them. Although there are some here, but you can see the birds have been pecking at them. Okay, let's see, there are some things that I was kind of like super excited about. For one thing, our wisteria flowered. I did post like a picture about it having buds, but I missed flowering, which is kind of sad. I wonder what you guys think about wisteria. Yes. The wildlife definitely does get all the fun. But those ones are tart, so I'm kind of like iffy about them. But we do have these mulberries. We have a bunch of them, and so many berries, it's like impossible not to have enough to share. And they're so good, and they're free. They plant themselves. So many. This is a different mulberry than my grandma's mulberry, which has like a weeping habit. We did a video on how to prune that, and it ended up looking like just a stick with, I don't know, like gnarliness at the top. And it's all grown back in as if we never did anything. So that's pretty crazy. Let's see. I'm walking up to this area, which I call the new fence area. We've had it for 3 years now. And this is where that right there, this purple like hairy thing, that is the catmint that I did a video on how to prune it in the spring. It's huge and it's flopped because it's probably ready to have more like its next flush. How I use the mulberries, I just literally just pull them off the branches and eat them. I'm too lazy to do anything else, to be frank. But we have thought about making a compote. Like my great grandma used to make a compote in Poland with a bunch of berries, specifically, what is that called? Agres, gooseberry, and the red currant, and then strawberries, and she would add plum to that, and apples, all from her garden or the farmer's market down the street, and just boil that. And she added sugar, but I don't like to add sugar, so I wouldn't necessarily do it that way. But it comes like this, the juice from that is just so refreshing and delicious. Oh my goodness. So I would put these in there for sure. You can make a pie, but I'm keto, so I haven't been eating sweet things much. Although, I mean, I'm not perfect. So sometimes I will, especially fruit. Julia says, yes, they ripen same time as gooseberries. Tartness of gooseberry would, yeah, for sure. For sure. We have red gooseberries here. They are always part of the quick tour that I do. There's like 50 plants. Sorry, the neighbor just turned on his motorcycle or something. But yeah, so they're a little different than the ones that my grandma had. Those were green, but they seem to be just as tart. And we just pick them off the bushes. But the fall gold raspberries that are on that trellis are so sweet. They're the best raspberries I've ever had in my life. Definitely get some if you can. Here's a close-up of that catmint. No way, you're keto too? That's awesome. Good for you. It's hard at first, but then it's not. You just eat and then you're fine. You're happy. You're full, and you don't crave the gross stuff or like the yummy stuff that's not good for you. So the catmint, let's see if I can turn this around. It makes me push it twice. If you go down into the catmint, you can see that there's already new growth. Sorry if you can't hear me for a few minutes while the neighbor drives away. But so I'll be cutting this off, but not yet because the flowers are still happy. It's just flopped because of the rain, I think. And also because it's super muggy. That right there is the primrose. I got it from one of my neighbors. She gave me like a box of little rosettes, and I just literally put them on the ground, barely covered the roots with soil, and they come back every single year. They're super happy. And this is the second place where I put them. I actually planted them by the house, and they spread, and I just pulled them up, like literally ripped them up out of the ground, plopped them here, moved the soil around, and they grow and they spread. You can't see any of the rosettes down there, but later there will be rosettes down at the soil. So right now they're just happy little more yellow flowers. And they close up in the evening, but they'll open up tomorrow in the daytime. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? This is lazy gardening right here. Valen had a flower bed, Valen's my son, and we had to move most of the things from there because there just wasn't enough room for our boat. And I put one of the things into a pot and just left it there for like 2 years. And it was kind of fine, but leggy. And then before I went on my trip, I just plopped it right here and check it out. It's just, I didn't even dig a hole. I just put it on top. It's a Veronica, a pink Veronica, and it's perfectly fine. It looks to have buds right here. We'll do the turnaround thing again. I can get a better image of it this way. And it's just going to have pretty little pink flower spikes, which I'm so excited about. This, on the other hand, we call it Piglet because we have our weeping white spruce here. That's Eeyore, and that's Piglet. And then we have Tigger over by the house, but it keeps getting eaten. This is like 4 years old. It's awful. I feel bad for it. I don't know if you saw the video where I planted a bunch of plants. I bought some on Mother's Day, some hollyhocks and see if I can remember. I'll think of it. But I had to just leave them when I went on my trip, and so I was so worried that everything would die. But here they are. Perfectly fine. This is supposed to be a peach-colored hollyhock. So, and then this right here was the plant I couldn't remember, foxglove. Strawberry, just strawberry foxglove. They're happy and robust and strong and, you know, maybe some wear and tear, but other than that, they're good. So I'm excited. And then here's the liatris I planted, I think in that same video. It's so adorable. And it flowers opposite than most plants like this. It flowers from the top down as opposed to the bottom up. Like, let me run over there. The foxtail lily, which is such a cool plant. It comes out, looks like a little, like the top of a pineapple, but here it is. It's like this light peach, beautiful. It's a little bit brighter than what I see on the screen, but compared to the liatris, it flowers from the bottom, like the blossoms open, and then they travel upward as they open. So, and then I don't know what's going on right here, but definitely some kind of a bug. There's a little poppy. I planted these petunias, I think they're called Honey, before I left. They're doing great. And then right here is echinacea. I planted this echinacea maybe 4 years ago. No, that couldn't. Since this fence is 3 years, it was 3 years ago. But every year I've tried to get this to grow, and it will not grow. Only because something keeps eating it. And so I got this little cloche, and then there's another one right there, and I cover it, but it's clearly outgrown its quarters. Although last year, I did the same thing, and I took off the cloche because it was getting crowded and something ate it. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna let it do its thing, let it go to seed, see if it'll spread, and, you know, wish us luck. Okay, what else did I plant? Oh, I planted this Let's see, it is it Coreopsis? Threadleaf moonbeam Coreopsis. That was one of the ones. It's very happy. Definitely made my vacation. And then we have these salvias that I planted several years ago. They are about done blooming. See, from the bottom to the top. And floppy, which again could either be the end of its first flush, or it's just not liking the heat, or my vacation, because of my vacation it wasn't watered enough. Although Jared, he set up a sprinkler, so I think that helped keep things alive. This is the Agastache. Some people call it Agastache. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to keep up with the live chat. Angela says my Nepeta is doing the same thing. Is it flopping? Yeah, I've noticed that it tends to flop. A lot of times it'll just flop forward and then the new growth will kind of come up on the backside. And then it makes it easy to just cut off all the old stems, and then the new stems will create a whole new clump and flower and everything. It's kind of cool how it does that. I love it. Let's see what else. Oh, here's a little poppy. I think I had it in the video. It is Champagne Bubbles Iceland, pink Iceland poppy. About to bloom again and has a little babies. And this right here is Millennium Allium. It's my guess. I don't really know the variety. Lots of little buds coming up. I actually have no clue what this is. I'll have to figure that out. If you know what this is, let me know. Okay, sorry. Can you hear the neighbors? Also, I have this yarrow, which can spread, but the color is so pretty. It's like a peachy pink. Looks like there's like a pink edge. I have a pink one, a white one, and like a yellowish one, but I don't see those blooming right now. And then this is the Artemisia. This is the coolest plant. It's so beautiful. It's also doing the flopping thing, but it could be because I have this ajuga here that I need to deadhead. And grass. Anyway, so I don't know if it's doing that because the ajuga is growing from in there, but oh, we have a pollinator on the Nepeta. Nope. Doesn't want to be filmed. Nope. Yeah, and then these are the daisies. I have a video where I deadhead daisies, and these are the ones I deadheaded. I thought I was going to miss them because before I left, they were budding, but there they are. One of my favorite things about daisies is all these little tiny like flowers around the center area right there. I think it's the cutest thing. Let's see. Yeah. Also, it's funny when echinacea has like little flowers coming from the center. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And then here is oh my goodness, it's out of my head. Yeah, it is a really neat peach color. I love it. It's very satisfying. But yeah, this is a biennial, although it's been coming back year after year, and I think it's just reseeding. Let's see if I have the tag. I know it's in here somewhere. There's a plane coming. Oh, here we go. Delphinium. It broke, so I don't know the variety, but it's either an astolat or some other blue variety. I think the astolat is more of a purple. But oh my gosh, so cute and so many flowers. And of course, I promised I would stake it this year, but yeah, I didn't. And then I made another video about forgetting to, or not having the time to, like spring prune this, which is a graziella grass, ornamental grass. So I only pruned half of it. I pruned it all the way down to the bottom, like one grass blade by one grass blade, and then just sheared the other side of it just to see what would happen. And so here are the results. I mean, it is definitely happy on the side that I pruned one by one. This back side though is where I sheared it, and you can see it's happy too, but you can see all the spots, or the old blades where I cut them right there. So not as pretty, but I did choose to do that on the back side so that it wouldn't be as obvious. But it's really cool. This grass, we planted it on the side of our driveway. It did not like it there. There you go. It has this white line down the middle of each blade, and it's very flowy. And soon it will have little flowers that come up and kind of droop like that in the wind. What else? This is another hibiscus. It is the plum crazy. The most beautiful purple color. I can stare at it all day. It's like not a lavender, not a fuchsia, not a periwinkle, like a mauve, I guess would be the best description. Definitely get one of these if you can. It will definitely make you happy, and the flowers are like the size of my hand. They're humongous. Here is another salvia. You'll see it is also doing the droopy thing. It is the Merlot blue. The color is more of a royal blue than what you see on the screen. I don't know if you see the same color I see, but on the screen I see like a true purple. This is more blue than that. And if you look up closely, there's all the new growth. And that will either have a new flush of flowers, or that is just the growth for next year, ready to go. And behind it are the other hollyhocks. So, oh, my neighbor's deciding to mow her lawn right now. So, I don't know. Hopefully you can still hear me. Let's see. I mean, pretty much everything looks good. I was worried things would be like completely dead, but they're not. This is a porcupine grass right here, and an iris. I got this iris from Jared's mom. It's yellow. So I definitely need to, deadhead that. That down there is a spilled wine wigala. That's how I learned to name it. I thought it was Weigella. I learned it was wigala. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I probably am. And this is the boxwood. Let's see if we can get in together. The boxwood that I did like the sphere shearing. It was my first time shearing because, there we go. I just felt bad for shearing it. Like, okay, thank you, awesome. I just felt like shearing it, like it's not a human, but I was treating it like a human. It needs to be cut. It's like our hair, we can't feel it. It likes it. It becomes more rigorous and happy. And so, yeah, I'll continue doing that. I have 2 videos on shearing the same exact boxwood, and the one that I keep on promising I'll shear is still unsheared. So let's see the difference. There it is. Super cute. I love it. I like it to be free, but I also think it would be cute to have 2 little spherical boxwoods surrounding this path. I'll scoot back so you can see. Okay, right there is the sheared one, and then right there is the unsheared. So, you know, they'll get bigger as the years go by, but that right there is our go-kart path. Although now we don't have a go-kart, so it's the motorcycle path, but I just think it'll be really like a little formal touch. Everything else is kind of crazy. Here's some more irises that need to be pruned. I'm just gonna cut them, the stems down. This is kind of ugly, so probably just way down there. I'll do that at another time. And then this is a rose. I think it's called Earth Angel. Again, I haven't touched it, so there's one that didn't make it. It's just kind of coming off. Yeah, that's a bummer. But it's still blooming, and look how pretty. I need to smell it. Yeah, really nice smell. Light, very light. Here's a bud. It's like the lightest pink. Here's a broken delphinium, and the reason why I'm supposed to stake, but didn't. These are bloomstruck hydrangeas. There's one here and one there. And this is another rose. I mean, look at this color. Let's see, I think this is the tag for it. It's a climbing rose, Lady of Shallot. I do not do anything to it. In the spring, I don't even deadhead it or prune it because it gets eaten. What does it say? English shrub rose, bred by David Austin. Best for flowering. I thought it was a climber, but I guess not. I think we did have a climber, but it got completely eaten. Okay, let me get to some comments. Julia says, I like when natural shapes work, not having everything perfectly manicured. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I will, or, you know, whatever I have the energy to do. Oh, you can, yeah, I know. They are so yummy. And I wish I had the tag so I could tell you exactly what it was, but I think it is the Earth Angel. Yeah, I love it. Let's see. Okay, this is Eeyore. I did talk about him a little bit ago. He's a weeping white spruce. From this angle, he looks okay, but from this angle, not so much. And I'm not 100% sure what happened. I thought maybe it was because the mulberries were taking too much of its nutrients or something like that. I know that somebody tried to plant a tree in the same exact area. In fact, you can see there's some roots right here from that tree, and it fell. I don't know what kind of tree it was or anything like that. Look at the moss. Cute. Also, while we're down here, check out all the mulberries. So many mulberries. Yeah, and this is just like 2 square feet. They're everywhere. I think we have 6 mulberry trees at this point. And then there are more like over there by my neighbor's house. And they just, I find I'm constantly weeding them because they self-plant all the time, which is kind of a nuisance. Because actually we're trying to like declutter this area, just to have like a normal front yard kind of. But we still like the whimsical look and the natural look, and like to let things grow, but it is kind of insanity. One of our biggest problems is grapevines, and just this morning I went through, I'll show you here, I left kind of a mess. I went through and pulled these leaves off of this stump here, which, I mean, it's just constantly growing new stems. I mean, it's crazy. I have to get in there, but it's underground, so even this part that's been cut, it just grows more and more. Let's see if I can pull it, actually. Wait. Oh. Okay, well, yeah, I can't pull that, but anyway, it spreads underground, and it grows up our trees all the way to the top. And you can't really see it because it's like dark from this angle, but at different times of the day you'll see grapes up in there, which I'm sure the animals love, but they kill our trees. So these trees, like this one right here behind me, can you see it? Yeah, it's dead. Something's growing up it, but it's dead, probably because of the grapevines. We took out some other invasive trees. I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a B. I was kind of bummed out because it was really pretty, nice and shady, but we had to get rid of it. It was one of the things I thought was maybe bothering eeyore. And then we have this black lace elderberry. It's doing great. I do nothing to it. Looks like it already had the berries, so I missed that. Or actually, it probably didn't have berries because it has to have another one in the vicinity, like at least 50 feet away, to have berries. So it flowered, and the flowers are really cute. They're like a light pink against this dark leaf. Oh, beautiful. This is another problem we have, is this vine right here. It's wrapping itself around the elderberry. So I'll have to remove that. It's creating these amazing, I mean, they're beautiful, these vines. I love them, but we're gonna have to stop it because it's just killing our trees. Going down our path right now, here are some grapes, uninvited grapes, growing up these trees. And then we have a, let's see, you can see the electric line right there. They'll grow on that, and then we have to call the electric company to fix things. Weeds. They're almost as tall as I am. But when they're flowering, they're really pretty, so I don't cut them, even though I probably should. All of that is weeds. I'd say it's about 15 by 15. It's an entire bedroom of weeds. And same with this area. When I left, it was not even close to being this overgrown. I do throw my sticks here. There's our wood pile. I was going to shred it, but we have little birds that live in it, and so I don't want to. In the winter, they're the cutest thing. They are super happy in there. This right here, I missed the flowering, most of the flowering, is a snow white mock orange. Oh my gosh. One of the best smelling flowers. My mom got it for me because she remembered it growing in Poland, where she is from. She remembers the smell. There's a little bug in there. Hi. But yeah, I guess I missed the flowering. There's a bunch of petals down there. This is dianthus. Yeah, I need to definitely deadhead that. But I love dianthus, it looks like little butterflies. And then this right here is a tuya. It's called Anna's Magic Ball. It was like almost broken in half, flailed in every direction after winter because snow was getting thrown on it from shoveling, and I thought it was the end of its life, but it came back. It's a perfect little ball. I don't have to do anything to it, and it just stays around. You can see I like spheres. And if it's something that can stay a sphere on its own, then I like it even more. This is the other side of the flower bed along our driveway. There's the vinca. This was a couple little starter plants. And of course, vinca spreads like crazy, so it's really happy here. This is phlox. I think it's called Opening Act Blush. Whoops. Okay, there we go. It's like a light pink, almost purple color, which you can't see in the camera. But I love it. It's really cute. And we have another phlox right there that's blue. This is a glass slippers butterfly bush. Of course, I have a video on how to prune that in fall and spring. And it's coming back. No flowers yet, so that's cool. I did miss this it's out of my head. Salvia. I missed it pretty much. There's a little bit left, but this, and these hostas and a few other plants are some of the first plants that I ever planted. There was a group of about 60 or 70 plants. I think my first ever YouTube video was me planting those. And in case you're interested, the reason I started this channel is because my son and I, well, he loves plants a lot, and so it was an awesome way for us to keep in touch. And so, you know, I wanted to show him how the plants were doing, and so I made a video, but I couldn't send it to him because the file was too large, and I figured I'll just send it via YouTube. And so I did that, and then we just ended up doing that over and over, and we made like a little show called Playing House. And then I changed it to Growing Home, and yeah, and you can check out videos if you haven't seen with him in them too, because he's the smarty pants of our duo. He knows like all the plant names, he knows how to deal with them, everything. I'm just learning as I go. So let's see. Yeah, I do actually want to create a wildflower area in this spot where, I don't know if I can show you right now because people are there, but there's gonna be more videos. I have so many files on my phone, it's just so hard to get to it. And I keep posting ones from newer things that I've recorded, but I'll just show you here. We got a huge pile of mulch last year and pulled out this whole entire area. It was all just like woods, basically. Mulched the entire thing on top of cardboard. Let's see. Okay, oh, there it is. There's the cardboard. And we did that because there was tons of poison ivy, but you can see it's peeking out here and there. I did get destroyed by poison ivy at some point last year. Trying to think of my point. Oh, and so I was thinking that what we could do in that area is to make it a wildflower area, because the sun comes up on that side, and I just can't wait to take photos in the morning sunlight through the petals, you know, with the sun shining through the petals. So we planted some, okay, starts with an L, not liriope. I need to go sneak a peek at the tag. I'm gonna run. I just planted them also before I left on my trip. I guess it's a good time to do the update on those. Lupine. Yeah, so planted some lupine. I'm really looking forward to it flowering here. It in the sunshine. The morning sunshine from this side. The sunset from this side. Okay, and then another thing we did is hook up a drip hose. We hooked it up one year, like we put down the lines, Valen and I did. And then the next year and that was just in some of the flower beds. The next year we hooked up a timer, and that worked awesomely for the whole summer. But I need to add more drip lines, and also I added more flowers and things like that. But then when I left, I used the drip line and the timer. That took me forever to hook back up. There'll be videos on that to keep the plants that I hadn't planted alive, and I'll show you again how I did that. So this fell, but basically my friend Crystal gave me this plant, Crystal and Randy, and I just put it underneath the drip line, under one of the holes. Let's see if I can twist it. Oh, there it is. And so there's a timer on here, and it would just water the flowers every single day, twice a day, for 30 minutes, and it kept it alive. Here's another one. This one, I don't know if this one made it. Yeah, it's still alive. It looks like it got moved, so that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, it was like surrounded by mulch and things like that. I'll deal with that later. There's one. That's the meadow rue that she got for me. She got prairie clover. This was Valen's request. It's going to flower. Yay. And there's another one, and then also this hydrangea. I never got to planting this hydrangea, but it's so pretty, and I didn't want it to wither and die. It is a Fairy Trail Bride cascading hydrangea. Yeah, the mock orange. It's a classic. Okay, it is so hot and muggy, and it's the reason why I wanted to wait till sunset. But it's still crazy hot. Let's see. This is okay, I will remember. No, I think I have to peek. It's a Kern's Pink Viburnum. This was a plant Valen bought last year, and I didn't plant it. He placed it, and I just watered it every once in a while. Made it through the winter in the pot, came back, flowered. Super cool, although I don't think it's a Viburnum Pink or a Kern's Pink because the flowers were white. So, say hi to Jared. Let's see. What else did I do before I left? Oh, I laid these bricks. I think I might do a video on different methods of getting rid of greenery from between the bricks, like hot water and vinegar water and things like that. This is a zinfandel hydrangea, and I had moved it from back there. Actually, it was like right here. because it just, as you can see, we needed that spot for something else. That's our snowmobile trailer, and it's perfectly fine. It survived the move. This is the weeping Higgin cherry. It's so cool. Long weeping branches. It already flowered earlier this spring. And if you want to see how it flowers, I do these 1-minute quick tours, and I mentioned them earlier, they're about a group of about 50 plants that I follow through the season, and I just show you like 1 second, if even that, of the plant per video, and it's always the same ones in the same order. I try anyway. Last year I got a clump from this place where I volunteer of hydrangeas. I think they're Annabelle hydrangeas. And it spread. And I took the piece that spread, and it turned out to be a bunch of little pieces, and I planted them right here. This is milkweed, but right here, and it's blooming. And then I have another one, I think somewhere in here, and right there, and oh, right there it is. And I do nothing. It's so vigorous. This right here is the Coral Charm Peony. It's also in the quick tours, and it is at seeding stage. Seeds are so cool. They're like thick and hard and fuzzy. So anyway, that did well. If you're curious, this is the timer that we use. It's a Melnor. I don't know the number of it, but it has 4 different sections. We turned it off because it's been raining and it's going to rain. We have one, let's see, it must be this one, that is just a hose. So at the other end of it, we have a nozzle we can use. This one leads to the drip line that I just showed you that was on top of the potted plants. This is actually not a drip line, it's a soaker hose. So the water just like oozes out of here. Let's see if I can turn it on. Yeah, see, it's already like, there's a little bug, but it's already moist. And that's really cool. I'll turn that off because it's been raining. Okay. This is another interesting thing. This is a dwarf Alberta spruce. I really like the shape. It was one of the first plants that I planted that I was mentioning before. But check this out. This side, not so happy, and this is all thanks to the roofers. We got a new roof and they laid out these cloths to save the plants, but it ended up burning a bunch of our plants. In fact, I just saw like a roofing tile just a second ago. Here's a roofing thing. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. This is a little lime hydrangea. Pretty big. It's yellow, one of the first things to flower, and I'll think of it, forsythia. Yeah, it's really cool. And this is, I think it's called a Jupiter, Japanese maple. It's so awesome because it really stands out. I'll back up so you can see. There it is. It glows. Jupiter Moon, I think it's called. And it's just doing its own thing. Over here we have a snowball bush. I think it's another type of viburnum. Whoa! Oh no! That's probably not a good sign. It keeps getting eaten by bugs. Oh my gosh, they're so cute though. Also one of my mom's favorites. And we've had it for, I think, 4 years, and every single year it gets eaten. So I'll be spraying some neem on that. This is a angel white lilac. It looks prettier than this. There we go. Very cool. Really pretty white, fragrant flowers. And then this is our climbing hydrangea. It is happy. And that's all I can ask for because I do not water it. There's just the hose is like way over there. I haven't dealt with it yet, but it seems to be happy and growing. This is all new growth from this year. And this is the Irish moss. Looks like it flowered and I missed it. 1, 2, 3. 3 of them are still alive out of 6. I need to weed this whole area. Okay. Oh, this is I'm not really good at remembering right off bat, but the bridal wreath spirea. And I did a video on checking it out this spring, and half of it was just completely chomped off. I wish I remember the name. I wish I could remember the name of the person who said something, but she said that they think it might be deer. But it all grew back in. This is all new growth here. These are some dead branches, but I don't know. Somewhere in here. Oh, see, right there. Something chopped it. So, but it's fine. And it also had flowers. I didn't miss it though. It was flowering when I left. But these are the remnants. Yeah, it's, I think it's gonna love this spot, the climbing hydrangea. Okay, wait. Let me turn this around again. So there it is. That's a maple. And there's a wood box, or a wood duck box. Oh no, it looks like it needs to be fixed. But anyway, I think it has a lot of space to climb. Yeah. Also, side note, this is my neighbor's oak leaf hydrangea. I definitely don't mind seeing this. I mean, since we're all here, maybe I'll just walk into our wooded area. So there's our house. That's our deck. That's a turkey. It's fake. And we just came from over there. That's the front yard. There's our cars and stuff. But back here, we have a completely wooded area that could also be the wildflower area. It's we do nothing. It just grows. We have a bunch of oak leaves and or oak trees, and I mean just anything you can think of. I think there's an ash. I don't really know. There's just a lot. There's an oak right here with Virginia creeper climbing up it, which at first I was like really worried that it would be more of a problem, but if you can grab it by the knuckle, there's like these little, like I call them knuckles, you can just pull it out and it's fine. It's just gonna creep, but it's mostly here in the back. We have Indian pipes here too, and I don't know if they're blooming right now, but we shall see right now as I walk here, because they grow right in this area right here. Up there we have another wood box. We made those with Randy and Crystal. They're our neighbors. They're awesome. And Valen. I mostly filmed. Let's see. No, I don't see any Indian pipes right now, but I don't know when the time for them. Look at this moss. So awesome. The Indian pipes grow here and sometimes along this path. There's a lot of poison ivy here, but I did spray for it even though I don't like spraying. So I'm looking now, but I don't see any. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful here. We're very lucky. We're one of the, I wouldn't say one of the only houses, but a lot of the people have taken down trees, which is understandable because in storms they fall and they cause damage, which did happen to us just recently. So we've been like sawing them and stuff to get them, like they broke one of our fences. But luckily they went away from the house, but imagine if they fell toward the house. And we have a bunch of, is it white? I think it's white pines. They have a problem over here in this area, or all across the northern US. And there's some disease, so they're dying, and that's happening to ours. And it's just expensive to remove them, so. What was like? Oh, we also have, you know those huge ball mushrooms? They're like white puffball mushrooms. Okay, I think I disconnected because I got far from the house and we don't have the best data service here. So anyway, that's where I would have gone if it didn't disconnect. We'll go the other way. When I first moved here, which was like 7 years ago, I planted like 49 tomato plants in what we call the garden. Well, here's our little fire pit and another little wooded area, very small. But there's the fallen tree I was talking about. That's our neighbor's house. And then our wood pile. This is the garden. I planted the hostas. This is where the hellebore is. That's in the quick tour. There's the cute garden gate. But I planted the tomato plants like I think the end of spring or something like that, with the hopes that we would have tomatoes, but it was a no-go because leaves. There's absolutely no light here. So we ended up just deciding to focus on the front yard, and I'm kind of expanding around the house. Eventually I'll get toward the back, but I really like having this, the wild area for now. This is where the tomatoes were planted. There's a cute little bench right there, right there. And there are still some daffodils and, man, I can't remember the name, but they're one of the bulbs that are early bloomers. There's a Spanish variety, starts with an H. It'll come. And then our kitty coconut's buried right there, which is really sad. And this was Jared's sister's rabbit cage for her rabbit named Naughty Zoot. And then we have this swing, which we never sit on because it's kind of scary. And here you can see where the tree fell and broke the fence. There's the fence. It's just like a metal wire fence. So no big deal, but oh, and here we have another mulberry. We have well water here, so this is our well, but we can't access it here. And sometimes we'll have a hammock right here. Sorry if it's like the camera's moving a lot, but it's the nature of this tour. I'll try to go to where the path connects to the spot where I was walking before. Check, this is grapevine. It's so awesome. But I think we are getting rid of this whole garden area. This used to be a lilac that went like this. It created an arch and there was a robin's nest. But it's gone. And this is an apricot. So exciting. It's super old. They thought it was a peach, but this is as big as they get. So no, it's definitely an apricot. One of the first fruit trees to flower in the spring. A really nice view from our deck back there. This is just an open area. Yeah, I know. I just have not yet. I think I might have tried one a couple years ago, but I love apricot. Also, not keto, but still gonna eat it. I think these are mock orange. I did not plant these. I'm getting bitten by mosquitoes. This looks like a mock orange to me. Yeah, maybe very slight smell. Have we really been going for an hour? It says 1 hour and 1 minute. I don't know. That is a shed where we store the lawnmower and all that. I don't know what else is in there. There's our rowboat that will take on a row every once in a while. That's his property. Oops. Sorry, you'll hear messages. I'm getting called to make dinner. These, I think, are tiger lilies. I did not plant them. They were here. They're orange. Really cool. And then we had a weeping willow right here, but we thought there's a canal right back there, so we thought that it would pull from the canal, but I think the canal is blocked by metal. I'm going to try going over here and hopefully it doesn't disconnect. But that's the canal. And we can just put in a boat and take it all the way to the lakes that we have back there. How pretty. Yeah, this is mock orange. It's literally raining petals right now. Yeah. Beautiful. Didn't plant this, it was here. Okay, so I'm just going to walk back to what we call Raspberry Lane. Sorry if you hear messages. I thought I turned them off so you wouldn't hear them. And to show you a few more plants, including the gooseberry. We'll see if there's any gooseberries or currants. I just got another mulch delivery. And so I'm going to weed this whole area. It's between our property and the neighbor's driveway. I already started right here. This is a sneak peek toward the future. But look, that's my neighbor's tree. It's the hugest mulch pile ever, and Jared has been using it as a ramp. Okay, so gooseberries. No leaves left. Something is eating the leaves, but the gooseberries are definitely there. Sharp. I'm gonna try it. Oh, no, that was crunchy. Crunchy and sour. My nails are gardener's nails. All right, I think it's gonna be sour. Yeah, they're not ready yet. And then currants. Something is definitely eating all the leaves. Let's see, I don't know if I can focus on something that's not there. But Let's see if we can find one that's not damaged. They're all kind of damaged actually. But there are a lot of green ones still, so they're still growing. They're so beautiful. Okay, let's see. Currant. Currant. Yeah, it's yummy, but sour. And what do you know? Another mulberry. Perfect to cleanse the palate. This is what I do. Like every day I'm out here. They've been fruiting since, I'm gonna guess May, maybe even April. Okay, well, that is our bonfire patio peach. It should have peaches. It does. I haven't tasted one yet, but technically they are edible. But I think that the bunnies get to them before we can. Above me is a eastern redbud. It was literally a stick, like maybe 2.5 feet. No leaves, nothing. I have a gardening page on Facebook for people that live around our area, and we all 10 of us agreed to throw in to get 10 eastern redbuds, and they came to my house once they were delivered and took them. But anyway, this was like 4 years ago, and I can't even believe how huge this tree is. Let's see if I can back up enough so you can see it. That was a stick, just like it feels like a second ago, and it flowered this year. But I think I need to chop off this branch because we need to mow. This right here is an ornamental hazelnut. It's called Red Dragon, and it's all twisty and curvy and stuff. So let's see, we'll turn this around. This is new growth. There's old growth. It doesn't produce fruit, it's ornamental. So, but I just, I love it. What else can I show you? There were tulips here, but doesn't even look like is this a tulip? No. Yeah, I guess it is. It's a parrot tulip. It does not seem like a really big seed pod for a tulip. This is a black tower elder. I cut it down almost to the ground every year. One thing I'm very worried about is my salmon, I think it's called salmon pink columbine, because something is eating the leaves again here. I think it's got to be the rabbits. But it has seed pods, and usually I deadhead the seed pods, but this year I'm not going to deadhead them because I want them to self-seed, because columbine are a short-lived plant, so I'll be really bummed out if it doesn't come back next year. If you know me, you know I'm obsessed with pin cushion flower, and this is mine. It looks like it's spread. It was here, now it's here, and I definitely don't mind that. It's so cute. Here's one that's just starting to flower. This one hasn't flowered yet. And I don't see any pincushions, so it looks like it's in its early phases. This is the mother plant, or the plant that I received. Remember I showed you earlier a hydrangea that I got from the place where I volunteer. And it's just starting to flower right now. It's pretty big. It was, again, just a stick with a root. This is Aronia brilliantissima. don't know what I can say about that. And then I think we've come full circle. I have like a mailbox area. I don't know, maybe I can show you really quick, where there are some more flowers to share with you, but the neighbors are out, so yeah, I'm embarrassed. Okay, so I did a video on how to prune Carl Forester grass, and it's come back. Last year I did one blade, just blade by blade pruning, and this year I sheared it instead. I was trying to avoid having sticks like this, but I don't think you can tell when you move away. Nobody cares. This is a piece of cardboard and coronaria. Super cute. It is also basically an annual, but it seeds readily, so it will come back if you let at least the last flowers go to seed. Okay, yeah, so if it's Julia, yeah, you said I have rabbits, but they don't seem to bother the columbine. Yeah, that's the only columbine from all the columbine that I have that seems to be touched, and it's right near the gooseberries, so I don't know, something's living there. Yeah, hopefully it'll come back. This is a lavender twist redbud, also in the quick tour. It's nice and full. When I left, it was just barely leafy, so that's cool. Blue fescue. I have some blue fescue right here. It is definitely overgrown. It's supposed to be a nice gray-blue clump. So I need to deal with that at some point. These are the dianthus that I planted before I left. They're a lot shorter than they were, but I did deadhead them. I love the color. Lots of deadheading that I need to do. Here's some lamium. And yeah, oh, there's a video that I have. It's my most popular video about deadheading dianthus, and this is the one that I do in that video. It is, wow, it is thick. Not a lot of flowers, but I haven't obviously been deadheading since I've been gone. So that's my next project, I guess. Deadheading everything, cleaning up. And then if you're curious, this is a sedum, and it's about to flower. That's exciting. Okay, well, it's been an hour and 13 minutes, so, which is shocking to me. I cannot believe the time went by so fast. I have more sections in my garden that I've been working on, like this area. I pulled up every single one of those from somebody's patio, planted it, or not planted it, well, kind of. Oh, that is the Queen of Hearts Brunnera. It's doing nicely. We have a bunch of hydrangeas here. So, yeah, oh, tamarack. Valen planted that. My son is very good at planting things. Anyway, I hope that was enjoyable for you. It was definitely enjoyable for me. Maybe I'll do it again sometime. Let me know if you think this is interesting. I don't know how I would do it I don't have any ideas for doing it in other scenarios besides like doing a tour because of fumbling with the phone and stuff trying to cut things. Yes, thank you, Julia, for all the comments and everything. Thanks for being here the entire time. And come back next time I do a live tour if you're interested. Hope to see you. And everyone else, I see that there are 3 people viewing. I don't know who you are. It doesn't show your names, but thank you very much, and happy gardening, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, now I have to figure out how to turn this off. Let's see. Do I push the X?